Moscow today. Yes, they waited for our meeting with President Trump, and now they will go, and my team will meet American team, and I think that it will be the first trilateral meeting in Emirates. It will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Yes, it will be 2 days meetings in Emirates. I hope that Emirates know about it. Yes, sometimes we have such surprises from American side. Yeah, but in any way they will go there, and I think this is good. If on the technical level we'll begin this trilateral meeting, I hope that we will find some. I don't know. Russians have to be ready for compromises, because everybody has to be ready, not only Ukraine. Each year brings something new for Europe and for the world. Everyone turned attention to Greenland. And it's clear, most leaders simply are not sure what to do about it. And it seems like everyone is just waiting for America to cool down on this topic, hoping it will pass away. But what if will not? What then? There was so much talk about the protests in Iran, but they drowned in blood. The world has not helped enough the Iranian people, and it's true. It has stood aside. If the regime survives, it sends a clear signal to every bully: kill enough people and you stay in power. Who in Europe needs that message to become a reality? And yet Europe hasn't even tried to build its own response. And this is the 4th year of the biggest war in Europe since World War II. And the man who started it is not only free, he is still fighting for his frozen money in Europe. And you know what? He is having some success, it's true. It's Putin who's trying to decide how the frozen Russian assets should be used, not those who have the power to punish him for this war. Thankfully, the EU decided to freeze Russian assets indefinitely, and I'm grateful for that. Thanks Ursula, thanks Antonio, and all the leaders who helped. But when the time came to use those assets to defend against Russian aggression, the decision was blocked. But what about the ceasefire itself? Who can help make it happen? Europe loves to discuss the future, but avoids taking action today, action that defines what kind of future we will have. That is the problem. Why can't President Trump stop tankers from the Shadow Fleet and seize oil, but Europe doesn't? Russian oil is being transported right along European shores. That oil funds the war against Ukraine. That oil helps destabilize Europe. So Russian oil must be stopped and confiscated and sold for Europe's benefit. Why not? If Putin has no money, there is no war for Europe. If Europe has money, then it can protect its people. I've said it before and I'll repeat it again. Europe needs united armed forces, forces that can truly defend Europe. Today, Europe relies only on the belief that if danger comes, NATO will act. But no one has really seen the alliance in action. If Putin decides to take Lithuania or strike Poland, who will respond? Europe needs to know how to defend itself. And if you send 30 or 40 soldiers to Greenland, what is that for? What message does it send? What's the message to Putin, to China? And even more importantly, what message does it send to Denmark? The most important, your close ally. You either declare that European bases will protect the region from Russia and China and establish those bases, or you risk not being taken seriously because 30 or 40 soldiers will not protect anything. And we know what to do. If Russian warships are sailing freely around Greenland, Ukraine can help. We have the expertise and weapons to ensure not one of those ships remains.
You know, there are, as I said, that there are very strong leaders, and they know what to do. They have to rush. For example, I can tell you very honestly, we spoke about it, then in 2030 Russia will have army 2.5 million people. They will have it. We will have ceasefire, or we will not have ceasefire. It will be opposing this war, or God bless, it will be end of this war with really strong security guarantees. But we don't know if Russia will come back, what they need, what their goals. Nobody knows. My suggestion, and I think about our families and our children, my suggestion to Europe, that Russia will want to try who is strong in Europe. And my suggestion was to have a strong army, not less than 3 million people. And 1 year, a year ago, I said that we are ready to share all our technologies, what we have, with our parties. We don't have enough funding to make strong everybody. We don't have enough money to make us stronger. That's why what we need to put on the paper the idea of common big forces, not use them, better not use them, but to have them. But we want to stop this war. And that's why I think President Trump can, he really can, because he has dialogue with Putin. Not everybody has dialogue, just even dialogue. He has dialogue with Putin on the same levels. I think America is much stronger than Russia, and you can see the result of this war. That's why I think that American army is stronger than Russian army, because of our experience with the war, with defending ourselves. And that's why I think he can do this. Just forget about the war, you will not solve the problem.
Greenland is a
And
distraction.
that's why, of course, the questions of Iran, the questions of Greenland, a lot of different questions, what can be, people can discuss. But it's understandable that we have, and leaders have, and the different CEOs, they have to think about a lot of problems. But
this is a real war in Europe.
This is a real war in Europe, which already longer than the Second World War II, already. And we need to stop Putin.